So in last week's episode entitled #BlackAF, really? I took the time to highlight different moments in media that celebrated the individuality in Black culture. I thought it was really important to do this for my first episode because primarily I'm here to uplift my people. I'm here to shed light on the people that are doing amazing things in our community that we probably don't even know about. And also, I thought it was a great thing that Hulu showcased how different we can all be in our awesomeness. And that was something that I really drew on for today's episode. And I decided to start a segment called Culture Convos. In this segment, I'm just going to sit down with some people that I think are extremely dope and just talk about what makes them them. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the All Black Matters podcast, where we dive into all things Black culture related, from your favorite artist to the last thing Sally said to piss you the fuck off. We get into it all. I am your gracious host, Rivka, and I am really excited about this episode. Are you guys ready to get into it? Okay, guys, so before I get into this episode, I gotta tell you guys about this amazing app that I found for podcasters. If you are interested in podcasting, never had a podcast before, know nothing about podcasting, I'm telling you, you want to download this app. It's called the Anchor app. Now, the Anchor app has literally everything you could ever need to build your podcast for absolutely $0. I am not joking. It's literally what I use to record my podcast every week. If you are at all interested in getting into the game, you want resources, you want to be able to record with friends, you want to be able to have all the things that you need basically as a starter kit, you want to download this app. Just go to anchor.fm and get started. Guys, you're going to thank me later, I'm telling you. So one of the first people I thought about for this segment was a friend of mine named Bianca. Bianca and I have known each other since college, and she's one of the proudest Haitians I know. She's one of the most confident people I know. And I was like, you know what? It would be really great to kind of sit down and see what develops her into the person that she is today. What parts of her does she identify with the most? And that's kind of what you're going to hear next, pretty much. We just talk about what makes Bianca, Bianca. So I started the conversation off with just asking Bianca what her upbringing was like. How do you feel like your, I guess, identity or awareness was from, a young age? And, because you grew up in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah. Well, so I grew up half and half. So I grew up in Miami. I'm a real Miami-Dade girl at 305.
Oh, my God. How did I not really know this, though? That's so weird. Okay. Wow.
Miami.
Oh, so that had to be a completely different environment than when you came to New York.
Right. Yeah. So I grew up in Miami, and none of that really mattered. Your cultural background, being Caribbean, that wasn't a matter. It didn't matter. Yeah. Right. I knew Little Haiti was a really a big thing because everyone's in Little Haiti, and that's why it's called that.
Right.
So I remember we used to drive to Little Haiti and get some bomb food and just chill out or whatever, right? So growing up in North Miami, it was never a thing. Mm-hmm. Caribbean itself was never a thing. It's when I came to New York that, being Caribbean was something that was just in the forefront. Mm-hmm. And then when I started living here for good, I went to Walt Whitman Middle School, which I work at and I love, by the way. Aww. But I went to Walt Whitman Middle School, and my uncle worked at the school, and he was a bilingual teacher at the school. Mm-hmm. And my grandmother wanted me to be in his class just so he can keep an eye on me or whatever. That's just the Haitian thing where it's family, you work here, okay, you're going to be in his class.
Yeah, I think that's Caribbeans in general. Yeah, definitely.
Right. But she didn't know that was it was the best worst thing that ever happened to me. I was in a bilingual class and I was in a bilingual student. So it was weird because it's so I had Haitian teachers and I was in a class with a whole bunch of just Haitians, and it was just wow, half of the time I can't really relate.
Yeah.
But but it was the best thing that happened to me because I was so Americanized that I became like the most popular person in the class. And then like I was one of the only people in the class that had friends outside of the bilingual kids. And it was weird because the people that I was friends with outside of the bilingual class, they didn't like Haitians too much, but they liked me. So that's what I was always faced with, where it was like, nah, you can't be Haitian, bro. Like,
having to balance the duality of being both Haitian and American was something that I quickly learned shaped Bianca. But I was curious, how does she identify as a Black American? Were there certain aspects of colorism and maybe racism that she experienced growing up? I'm very proud to be Trinidadian. Like, I claim it more now so than I ever have before, I think. But more so now, I'm very proud to be Black, and that's something that I struggled with growing up. Because obviously, like, I'm brown skin or whatever, and I know that there was that whole, like, light skin thing when I was in elementary school, and that's something that I always kind of, like, would measure myself by, feeling like, okay, well, my skin color is a thing, you know?
I think I was always accepting of me because that's one thing. It's like, I can't change this, right? Like, I'm dark skinned, I got kinky hair, like, I'm Haitian, you know, there's certain things that you can't change because that's just who you are. So having my best friends in high school that are light skinned and me being dark skinned, it's crazy because, like, I never felt inferior, or I never felt like they were more beautiful or anything like that. But we were just always so transparent and vulnerable with each other, where I knew their insecurities and they knew my insecurities. And it's crazy because, like, even when it comes to, like, boys trying to talk to, you know, people or whatever, right? You know, I'm a cute chocolate girl. You feel me?
You better say that. You better say that.
Okay? If you like light skin and you come around me and you get these jokes and you catch this pretty face, okay?
I love it.
Funny, you feel me? You can't help but to be like, okay, but who this dumb?
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Like, that's just how I felt about it. For a period of time, I did notice there was more attention going to light skin, and there was that whole conversation and that debate going on. And like I said, I was always very sure of myself. So I was always one of those people that was just like, all right, what's for me is for me. And if somebody's going to approach, you know, my friends off of the strength of the fact that they're light skinned, then clearly that's not somebody's for me, because you're completely vain. And I never wanted to be with somebody that was vain.
And by now, you can probably already tell there's a common theme in this conversation, Bianca's confidence. And I wanted to know a little bit more about how she was able to maintain confidence despite everything she had gone through growing up.
My mentality is very masculine as opposed to feminine. So I think that played a part in the fact that I had foundation in Christ. So it's kind of like, one, I'm sure of myself because I know my foundation. And then two, I'm very masculine with it. So I'm not really like,
you don't really take too much like offense to things.
Yeah, I don't. I literally get over things in 2 seconds. We can have an argument. We could fight right now, and I'm good. I'm done. All right, I got it out. Like, I'm fine. So I think everything plays a part into how my mentality is.
I love that, and I also love like the fact that, you know what I mean, just that strength of knowing who you are from, like, no matter what environment you're in, no matter what kind of situation, what kind of people you're around, you just always know, like, okay, this is what I bring to the table, regardless of, you know, whoever's bringing whatever they bring. To close the conversation, I asked Bianca to reflect on her current self and how she would describe that to me today.
Now as an adult, I feel like everything just, wow, I feel like I just had a major brain fart. Like, I can't articulate myself properly. I think as an adult now, what I'm trying to say is I like the simplicity of things, right? So I identify myself as, one, part of the human race, two, as a child of God, and three, as a purposeful human being that literally any and everything I do can affect or change someone's life. So I'm being super intentional about the things I say and, you know, the things I do and how I do it as well. So I think that's literally how I view myself and how I view life in general. And I think it's helped me a lot because it's just literally allowed me to go through life, not harboring any ill will to anyone, not viewing anyone in any particular way, not projecting my own issues onto anyone. I just keep things very light and very simple. And I think, I don't know, that's just all I got for now.
Okay, guys, thank you for tuning into another episode of the All Black Matters podcast. What do you guys think about the conversation I had with Bianca? Were there points that stuck out to you? Did you have any questions, concerns? If you had any commentary at all, hit me up at the new All Black Matters Instagram page. Literally, it's as easy as it sounds, All Black Matters podcast, and let me know what you thought. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, and until next week.